The newest teaser from the amazing digital circus has once again set the entire community on fire with theories, and it's not hard to see why. In the latest image released by Glitch Productions, we see a chaotic scene filled with familiar circus decorations, endless bubbles, fragments of the void, and something even more unsettling, multiple watching eyes that clearly resemble those of Cain. At the center of the teaser stands Zoable, and for the first time in a very long while, she looks genuinely terrified. A lit cannonball is flying directly toward her while strange figures stand near a circus cannon, suggesting that something violent is about to happen. What makes this teaser even more intriguing is how it connects with the previous images in the series. Earlier teasers hinted that the final image might focus on Jax and Cain, especially since the positions of Cain's hands seem to extend across multiple teasers like parts of one large picture. If that theory is correct, the final teaser could reveal a bigger confrontation involving multiple characters at once. But right now, the most important detail is Zoable's reaction. She's usually sarcastic and emotionally guarded, yet here she looks helpless and afraid. Considering Zoable's complicated relationship with Cain and the fact that Episode 8 is expected to explore Cain's mental instability, it's possible that during one of his breakdowns he might do something terrible to Zoable. Not necessarily something permanent like turning her into an abstracted monster, since we already know she appears in the following episode, but something disturbing enough to completely change the way we view both characters. At the same time, this teaser also pushes us to look deeper into one of the most mysterious elements of the series, the personal rooms of the circus residents in the amazing digital circus. These rooms are incredibly important because they are the only places in the digital circus that Cain cannot fully control. Instead of being created by him, they are generated by the system itself and directly reflect each character's emotions, memories, and psychological struggles. So far, the series has shown us several of these rooms, including those belonging to Zoable, Jax, and Pomni. Pomni's room, which first appeared in Episode 2, contains a number of strange details that might not seem important at first glance. Her bed, mirror, furniture, and even the toys scattered around the room are all noticeably larger than they should be compared to her size. Pomni is the smallest character in the circus, yet her room clearly wasn't designed with that in mind. This creates a subtle but constant feeling of pressure and discomfort, as if the environment itself is reminding her that she doesn't quite fit in. If we interpret the room symbolically, it could represent feelings of inadequacy or insecurity that Pomni experienced even before entering the digital circus. The oversized furniture makes her appear even smaller and more vulnerable, reinforcing the idea that the circus environment amplifies the emotional struggles of its residents rather than helping them escape them. Zoable's room takes this concept even further by directly confronting her biggest personal insecurity, her hatred of her own body. Throughout the series, Zoable has repeatedly expressed how uncomfortable she feels with her detachable parts and constantly changing appearance. Her room reflects this perfectly. The walls and carpet have an almost unsettling design, and the room is filled with mirrors that force Zoable to look at herself again and again. There's also a box containing spare body parts, constantly reminding her that she can never truly settle on a form she feels comfortable with. Perhaps the most striking object in the room is a marble statue of a classical Renaissance woman. The statue is elegant, balanced, and traditionally beautiful, everything Zoable feels she is not. In other words, the room acts like a psychological mirror of her self-image, confronting her with the difference between who she is and who she wishes she could be. When you look at it this way, the rooms in the digital circus almost feel cruelly designed to keep the characters trapped in their own insecurities. They're not just bedrooms, they're psychological cages that force each character to face the parts of themselves they hate the most. One of the most mysterious rooms, however, belongs to Jax. When viewers finally caught a glimpse of it, many were surprised to see that the entire space is decorated in bright pink colors, rainbows, and childlike furniture that looks more appropriate for a small girl than for a 22-year-old man. At first glance, it feels completely out of character for someone like Jax, who usually presents himself as confident, sarcastic, and emotionally detached. But if the rooms truly represent a character's hidden emotional struggles, then this design might reveal something deeper about him. Some fans believe the room could be connected to a traumatic event in Jax's past, possibly involving a child. Others think it symbolizes the vulnerable side of his personality that he constantly tries to hide behind jokes and cruelty.